Families gathered at Hidden Valley Park in Burlington to plant 200 new trees and shrubs along the shoreline and the floodplain of Grindstone Creek. They're a mix of species that will do well in a wet environment, help prevent erosion along the creek as the roots grow deeply, and drink up lots of water when the creek level rises and it spills the banks. It's also an opportunity to learn something new.
I've learned that you don't just dig a short hole and just put the tree in. You have to dig a deeper hole so that the whole root mass can fit inside of it.
That's not the only educational opportunity available today. Another family is taking this moment to share other important aspects of time spent outside and why protecting this resource is on the top of their minds.
There's studies showing that being outside in nature is good for your brain and for learning and for their personal development. And then their generation, and starting with mine and into theirs, climate change is a crisis. And so we need people to be really knowledgeable and understanding of how nature interacts with us. We can't ignore how nature operates.
In the past, humankind has used nature as sources for it to survive and not cared about the environment and how animals thrive in it. And I think that it's quite important that we continue with and help what we started to help reverse and help the animals that lost their homes to what we did in the past.
When it comes to invasive species, nature operates in a way that allows them to outcompete native plants, which is why Conservation Halted is one of the organizations helping to fight back. Buckthorn, the invasive kind of honeysuckle, Japanese barberry, and Norway maples are among the most common invaders found in Halton region, according to a restoration field technician at Conservation Halton. Buckthorn, for example, spreads easily because birds like to eat the berries. Carolyn Zenketta adds that controlling it is done by pulling the whole plant from the ground and hanging it upside down so the roots dry out.
Invasive plant management is definitely a long-term plan that we have to work with. So it takes at least 5 years for many species for us to really deteriorate that seed bank that's already left over from a lot of these plants. So it's a long-term effort that we have to keep being persistent and trying to get those plants out of the ground.
What's going back into the ground on this day are dogwoods, cedars, spicebush, and witch hazel. As they grow, there will be benefits for the health of wildlife in the creek as well as the terrain.
The trees and shrubs that we're planting today are going to hold in that soil, help to prevent some erosion, but also help to shade the creek too. So as they grow over and cover the creek, that's providing some shade to help cool it, which a lot of our native fish species need, that colder environment.
The city of Burlington and Niagara College are also partners in the restoration efforts. Jason Trout for Halton News in Burlington.